Hello YouTube, my name is Master of Raffleness, and I'm here to give you guys a Let's Play of Civilization 5 Brave New World, and we're going to do the All Civilization Challenge again. Now guys, I remember beforehand that yes, the America Civilization Let's Play was completely fucked up, and I'm really sorry for that. But I have gone through the various fixes and stuff like that, so we shouldn't encounter any more problems with any of the civilizations anymore. My stomach has been fixed, which means now I won't have any stomach viruses, which means, you know, I won't have to sleep in agonizing pain all the time. You know, it's funny, because ever since I drank Pepto-Bismol, which I did, like, chug a lot during this entire period of my stomach having a virus, so to speak, I kept shitting out black shit. Like, not even brown with a tint of blackness, like, just pure black, not even with brown tint. It's really weird. I felt dying, but now I feel a lot better. So anyway, we're going over the mods, the Yet Not Another Earth Map Packs mod, the Yet Not Another Earth Map Packs DLL for 43 civilizations. Then we have the city-states and the city-state fix and the leader fix and stuff like that. Now, I remember one YouTuber said that you should have the Civ 4 Diplomatic mod, which allows for you to play a game with all the Civ 4 Diplomatic features. I tried that. It limited the amount of civilizations from 43 to 22. And I know, I knew that you guys wouldn't take that shit. So, we're going to play without it. And honestly, I did try, but it just doesn't work. So anyway, 43 civilizations, and we're going to be playing not as America. Because I know that I fixed the problem, but at the same time, I'm bored of America. I really am. And I believe that a more interesting Let's Play would be aligned if we played as Indonesia, which was the runner-up. Indonesia is a very unique circumstance because early on we're not going to expand, which means liberty is useless for us. But then later on, once we get embarkation and optics, we can expand all throughout the island chain and maybe go and invade Polynesia, the east coast of Incas, Americas, you know, the Shoshone and stuff like that, and even invade Japan and China and India, Siam as well. So I do like Indonesian sort of game style, so to speak, of the island hopping and then massive naval component, because we don't really have a lot of naval games in Civilization if you think about it. That, and I kind of generally am scared to play as America, even though we did fix it. Still, I am freaked out. I'm actually tempted to take out America, but then again, I don't think I need to do that. So anyway, we're going to play with these settings. We're just going to, you know, do our best. Start with a tradition, sort of big start, so to speak, and then work our way up from there. So let's hear this little speech and then get on with this shit. I'm gonna drink my Coke while I'm listening to the speech.
Honor be with you, O great hero Gayamada, Prime Minister of Mayapit and unifier of the Indonesian archipelago. The stories of your heroism on the battlefield are bested only by the legends of your sworn oath to unite the far-flung islands of Indonesia under one banner. Serving your queen and empire with loyalty, you not only strove to fulfill your oath and conquered any who stood in your path, but you succeeded in capturing what was then the entirety of the known archipelago, the first to unite what is today modern Indonesia. Mighty warrior Gahamada, your people yearn for a strong leader who can return them to prosperity. Will you set out to conquer the neighboring kingdoms, further expanding the glory of your empire? Will you build a civilization that can stand the test of time?
Alright, so not just island hopping, but Indonesia has a lot more to it. Okay, first, we start off right next to a fucking volcano, which gives us science. Which means we have a good shot at, you know, kind of catapulting and snowballing in the early game in terms of tech. So if we're behind a little bit, that's okay, because the volcano can actually bring us back to relatively good technology standing, so to speak. We also get the Spice Islanders, which the first 3 cities that are found on continents other than Indonesia's will provide 2 unique luxury resources and can never be raised, which allows us to get an edge in terms of trading with other civs as well as just happiness. And because islands are counted as continents, that gives us a unique massive advantage, which means our first 3 cities are going to be amazing, especially the ones planned in Australia. Now, then there's 2 other things. There's the Chris Swordsman, which can either be the best unit in the game or the worst unit in the game. the first ability is randomized, and it's generated when you first go into combat. And it could be something like 90% offense, 90% combat strength increase when attacking and 20% decrease in defense, or other OP stats like that. And it could also be really bad, like just straight up minus 20% combat strength or something like that. So you gotta be careful with the Chris Swordsman. They're a good unit, but they're a unit that should be used as supporting units, like only 2 of them out of a 6-man army, so to speak. And then the candy, if you build right next to a river or lake, you generate +2 faith for each world religion, which is really good. Which basically tailors your religion if you don't win the religious game, which is a good possibility since we won't be able to get early ruins, which will enable us to get a religion early. If you don't win the religious game, it's okay, because you could just work off of other people's religions, get +2 faith for every single religion that's in your city, and get great person generation. So something like that per se would actually be really good. So if we forego the religious game, we'll be just fine. Anyway, discover Krakatoa. We have the ivory right over here. So far, this entire spot is actually okay. Let's settle. So right now we have the Krakatoa, ivory, hills all around the place. Let's go ahead and start off with a monument. Get out the tradition skill early. Now, tradition trait, not skill. What am I saying? Now, what should we get? Should we get the epic Colossus first, which would give us more gold for trade routes, or should we get the Great Lighthouse? And I say let's get the Great Lighthouse because more military speed is very vital. So let's go ahead and get that. Getting optics very early on is very good as well. So we're just going to blast these turns early on, which means these parts of the game are going to be very, very boring. In fact, they're going to be so boring that you guys might want to take out a pillow, get a book, read a bit, talk about politics, religion, your existence on this plane of society, this plane of the universe. Maybe we're all just dolphins in the end, and we're just dreaming about being humans. That's a possibility. But anyway, slow start. Like I said beforehand, we're gonna go for culture and go all the way to aristocracy as soon as we can. Get that Great Lighthouse early. Maybe we can go ahead and then rush all the way back to the Colossus and try to get that as well. Now with Morocco, our Morocco Let's Play, our Morocco Brave New World Let's Play, if I want to be totally exact, if some people are confused with Europa Universalis and Civilization 5. The reason why we lost that was mainly because we didn't expand a lot and we focused a lot on useless wonders. This, however, we can focus on useless wonders because we're going to be isolated from most of the planet. In fact, not even most of the planet. We are isolated from the planet, except for this elephant. Let's see. What do we want? I guess in the long run, let's get like one turn in to this scout over here, and then we'll go in from there. We'll go with that. We're not going to win the religious game. Like, with straight up like one shrine. Like, that's just something I need to clarify. In later portions or later difficulties of Civilization, you're not going to win the religious game with a shrine. Like, just one simple shrine. You need 2 shrines, you need 3 shrines, you need 4 shrines. And so far, our tradition isn't going to help us with that. We could have gotten piety, but at the same time, piety is useless unless you're going for religious, and definitely not going for religious. So I think we should get granary or granatarium if you want to be even more crazy, because then we get more food and our population does increase quite a bit, and bigger population the better. We want to go for a vertical empire instead of a horizontal empire because we don't have a lot of stuff to really build. So let's go ahead and get a granary in 15 turns. So that means as soon as we get the granary, we should be able to build a trireme. And as soon as we get the trireme, we can go ahead and scout out this entire area over here. And as you can see, again, another pantheon has been discovered. And we only have 1 shrine. That means we have to wait 20 turns in order for us to get another faith. Unless, another person discovers another religion or another pantheon. Which means that it's increased to like 25, 30, 40, you name it. So it's impossible to really get something right now. Let's get some tradition. Increases the rate. Allows us to get 6 culture per turn, which is really good actually. So now, along with the monument that gives us border growth increase, we now have a trait that gives us border growth increase. I almost said boner growth increase. In fact, I did say boner growth increase. You know what? I'm damn proud of myself for saying a boner growth increase. Because the growth of your boner is triggered by the increase in the amount of social policies you have. But these border growths are coming along very often, which is really good. That's good. That's something I want to see. That's something we all want to see. We all want free tiles. I mean, we don't want to pay for them like America. We want free tiles. That's why Shoshone are so damn powerful. We don't need legalism yet. So let's get aristocracy. Then we can go ahead and get the Great Lighthouse. Now, a lot of civilizations don't spawn near a coastline, which means getting the Great Lighthouse is going to be a shoo-in for us. Theoretically, of course. And getting a worker is probably really useless too. I mean, look at this. What do we have to improve? The atoll? The jungles? We might want to keep the jungles unless it's a hill. If it's a hill, then we want to mine, definitely, because mines are definitely better than, you know, grasslands, because production and all that. And islands don't really have a lot of production, so you kind of want to get as much production as you can. I was tempted to actually go over here, but as soon as I saw the volcano, I was like, nope. We are sitting our ass down over here. We are the most well-fed people, or one of the most well-fed people. Alright, so let's get a trireme. That will be 19 turns, which means in 10 turns, we don't have to go for a workboat, because right now I don't see any fish around us, which is actually really disappointing, actually. I imagine a lot of fish around this area, but we do have another luxury resource, so that's okay. No fish, but luxury resources, I'm okay with that. We might want to go for a culture game. Maybe. If we're completely set on the vertical empire thing. But I know that because of my bipolar nature, I'm probably not going to be set on it, so yeah. We're probably also going to switch over to warlike habits when we reach the Japanese and stuff like that, and we have a lot of naval units. But you know, who knows? Who knows what really the destiny of our civilization is, really. Now, I've expected something like spices or silk to be around here, so we're going to go scout out to the right side of this island chain over here. And instead, we found stone. Okay, so I'm full of shit, apparently. Let's build another trireme and try to scout out even more. Triremes are going to act as our scouts and pseudo-warriors because, well, we have no way to pick up these ruins. Well, not that we have no way to pick up these ruins, it's because of the fact that we have no way to actually scout with scouts unless we have optics. So a barbarian encampment has been found. Ruins have been found, so we can send in the warrior. And again, look at these pantheons. They're just being created one after another. Ooh, some pearls. You know what? That's a pretty good spot. This is a pretty good spot, actually. The fish, the hills, good production, good food production, good gold and luxury production. Amazing. Amazing. Second city, maybe. Ooh, this one. This one. Look at this one. Oh, yeah. Another thing you don't want to get early on is the Great Library, because all the civilizations on the planet are going to try and get that. Because AI have bonuses to production, you're almost never going to have the Great Library guaranteed. Now, another strategy we can do as Indonesia is do some barbarian farming. And, ooh, Great Barrier Reef. We're really close to Australia, actually. That's really nice. Another thing you want to do with Indonesia, like I was trying to say before I was mesmerized by the sight of fishes and mermaids, actually, not mermaid.